Happy Sunday. Hope y'all having a beautiful day. Today I wanted to come on here and just talk about going from a scarcity mindset to a growth mindset. I think this is an important conversation because so many people are being hindered from having that scarcity mindset. It's really stopping them from achieving their greatness. So today, kings and queens, I got you. I'm going to share with you some ways to stop that self-doubt, and to go from that to really skyrocketing your progress, your productivity, and just your life, your lifestyle. You know, the quality of life is very important. You don't want to go through life experiencing nothing but being miserable, right? The joy is there, but we got to unlock it. It starts with you. So let's get into it. So, what is a scarcity mindset? And what does it look like? So a scarcity mindset is a mindset where you feel like success is finite. You feel as though whatever is bad happens stays that way, but the good things can be taken away in the blink of an eye. For instance, if someone gets a promotion, you know, they may be like, oh, I got this promotion, but man, what are they up to? You know, are they planning on letting me go? You know, I'm getting paid a little more. That means if they do cuts, then I might be the first one. Maybe I should start looking for a job right now or whatever, right? That's some type of scarcity mindset. Or when you look at someone who's had success and you become jealous or envious of them, that's a scarcity mindset. In a growth mindset, when you see someone achieve something that motivates you or you're happy for them, you experience joy if one of your friends goes ahead and does something that they've been working to do, instead of feeling like, dang, when is my turn, right? You stop looking at other people's progress as a detriment to your own, and you start to realize that I can still get mine. I can still do what I'm trying to do. So that's the difference. That's where I want to help get you to today, right? So in order to do that, you first have to do some introspection and start to look at why you may be having those thoughts, right? Why is it that you look at something as finality when it's bad, but you look at it as temporary when it's good? You really have to question yourself on that. And then you have to start thinking, are my thoughts rational, right? Is the way that I'm seeing this a rational thought? Is it possible? How likely is it that if I get that promotion, they're going to fire me after they just invested so much in me to promote me in the first place? You have to start thinking, how likely is it that just because someone else has accomplished something, that I can't accomplish what I'm trying to set out to do? We have to stop looking at it in such a negative way. That negative thought process is really destroying your quality of life. So in order to stop that, I want you to ask yourself a couple questions. One, like I said, is it rational? Are my thoughts rational? Are they helpful to producing the results that I want? Number two, speaking of results and outcome, stop worrying so much about the results and the outcome. Put in your effort, right? Do the work. And you might be surprised at where it takes you. You may have wanted to only get to point B, but maybe those efforts take you to point D instead. Maybe you get more out of it than what you even initially thought, right? You have to stop just looking at it like, oh, I want this result and that's it, right? Say I'm going to put in this work. This is the goal I have, but I'm going to put in this work to be even more plentiful, to be in more abundance, right, than even that goal. Because if you hear the thing, shoot for the stars, aim for the moon, right? It's saying that you should go for more, right? You should go for more. We are goal-driven beings. Humans are goal-driven beings. So when you don't have a goal or you're just going aimlessly, that's when we start to get in trouble. So that's the third one. Set a goal, right? Set a goal and take action. You don't have to know the whole picture, right? Because what happens is, as we're going along, the how starts to become more apparent to us. The how is something that comes later because you're going somewhere you haven't gone. And you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable in that sense. You have to get comfortable with fear. You have to get comfortable with failure. You have to change your relationship with that to go from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. If you feel like, you know, as though you're afraid of failure, then when you hit that wall that's stopping you from getting to where you go, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. That's going to be your last ditch effort because you're like, oh man, I was rejected for that, that job. Right now, I feel like I don't even feel like am I even worth, another job, right? Am I worth these positions that I'm going for? Is the schooling or is the effort that I put in just off or not? You start worrying, you start having these self doubts, these what if scenarios in your mind, and that's just causing damage. That's just causing damage to your psyche, your self confidence. Right? So you want to ensure that you're speaking to yourself positively, because positive self-talk, even if something's negative is going on, you're able to say, okay, I can get through this. This isn't all that it's going to be for me, right? I know there's more to my life. I'm meant for more. This is a rough patch. Yes, it is. But let me see what lessons I can learn from this. Let me see what blessings are in this, instead of saying, damn, this sucks, and is this how it's going to be? Find the lessons and then apply those, right? You're not going to be in that forever, that situation. You're not going to be in that forever. It's really about your perception. How are you perceiving things, right? If I perceive whatever I'm going through as the end all be all for me, then that's what it's going to be. No matter when I do stop or when I do get out of the negative situation, my mind is going to continue to go back to that. I'm going to relive that. And if you constantly relive the negatives, you're not going to see any joy. You're going to wonder when it's going to be taken away from you. You're going to wonder what bad thing is around that corner. So you have to stop doing that to yourself. Stay out your mind. Get out your own head. When something bad happens, look at, how can I change my circumstance? What work do I need to put in? Take inventory of your skills. Take inventory of the resources you already have and say, how can I use these right now to change my circumstance, right? And then decide that I'm going to have a positive mindset no matter what's going on. I talked about Victor Franco, probably a few times in my videos, because this is a man who was in concentration camps, but he decided he was going to have a growth mindset instead of a scarcity mindset while he was there. He decided that he was going to look at all the pain and the torture and all that stuff that he's gone through as a way to fortify him. And he used kindness as his strength, right? Kindness was his superpower. Because instead of saying, man, these guards, I can't stand them, I hate them, they've killed my family, this and that. He said, I feel sorry for them because I can only imagine what it did to them to have to treat people this way. And he went on to become a doctor in psychology and wrote Man's Search for Meaning. He went on to do great things because he didn't continue to relive that in a negative way. He said, I'm going to take these experiences and teach others, how to go and get out of their own head and change negatives to positives. Another book I loved was The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. He talked about how perception really is your reality. How you see things, no matter what, how you see it is really what's going to take you out of the abyss that scarcity is. When you're in a scarcity mindset, you're really down because the good things you feel like they don't really matter because it's only temporary. It's going to get taken away like this, right? And you feel like maybe you don't deserve it. Right? You feel like what did I do to get this, right? Or when is it my turn to have everything taken away again where I was? So that's why I like that perception thing, because without a positive perception, you don't even know what success is, right? You don't even know what joy is because you've never experienced it truly. You haven't allowed yourself to open up, to truly say, I like this or I love this. That vulnerability is key to having a growth mindset. Allowing yourself to experience things in that moment and not being anxious about the future. What if, what happens? That's what kills us. That anxiety of looking into the future. You can't live in the future. You can only live in the now. And you can't live in the past. The past has already occurred. That's where depression comes from. You can't live there. It's already happened. Only time you should be looking backwards is at lessons learned. To say, all right, when was a time that I was successful in going for something I wanted? You got to hold on, take inventory of those moments and hold on to them for when you go through rough times. That's going to be very important in order for you to really elevate. All right, so these are some of the tips. I would love to continue to talk about this. Speaking of that, I do have another course coming out that I've created. It's on self-confidence, building your self-confidence so you can live a life of joy and purpose, right? Because self-confidence is the key to all of this. If you're not confident in yourself, confident in your abilities that you can get through and weather any storm, then when the storm comes, you're going to get swept away in it. So let's go ahead. I want you to take time right now to practice gratitude to yourself. Say 3 things to yourself that you're proud of, that you've done, right? You're proud of the effort you put in to get where you're at. You know, you're proud of making it out of a certain situation. You're grateful for your tenacity. You're grateful for your resilience. You're grateful for your curiosity. Whatever it is, be grateful for yourself and start looking at things from a place of growth, from a place of positivity, from a healthy perspective. And let me know how it works for y'all in the comments. That's it for now, kings and queens. I'll see y'all on Thursday. Peace.